What is up, YouTube family? Thank you guys for tuning back into P0RN Shenanigans. My name is Chad, and this is my wife,
D.
And we are back with another great video. Today, we are going into a topic that I feel like this is something cool to hear about, especially coming from like a celebrity in the celebrity world. Billie Eilish addressed too many E's going in here. Not E's, A's. I don't know why this E and this A is not working. Address. All right. So she's going to talk about like exposing the porn industry and what she battled, with this. So I was like, heck yeah, let's hear about this. Definitely. Because I think it's a topic, a lot of people scared to talk about if they are battling issues with any of these type of things. So her photo will be on here, but this is the audio is going to play in the back because I don't want any issues with the video because it is a talk radio show. So I'm not going to have the actual video playing on this. But let's dive in. I want to see her take on this. I've been hearing people talk about this.
You're seeing a strange leaning into a kind of conservatism coming from pop music. You're seeing it come from someone named Billie Eilish. Now, I'm no expert on Billie Eilish, okay? I've never listened to a Billie Eilish tune. I wouldn't really be able to pick her out of a lineup. But Billie Eilish has just come out and made a very conservative point. She's come out against porn.
As a woman, I think porn is a disgrace, and I used to watch a lot of porn, to be honest. I started watching porn when I was like 11.
Wow.
And, I didn't understand why it was a bad thing. I thought that's how you learned how to have sex. And I used to be like the person that would like talk about porn all the time. I'd be like, oh, it's so stupid that anybody would think that porn is bad or f***ed up, or, I think it's so cool and it's great and it's
What kind of porn
empowering.
were you watching?
I was an advocate, and I, thought I was one of the guys and would talk about it and think it was really cool for not having a problem with it and not seeing why it was bad. And, I think it really destroyed my brain. And
At 11. I don't know.
What
I don't
grade
know.
is that?
11, probably like 6th, 5th. I would say, and like I said, we on this topic. I don't know. I think I started.
Honestly, now that I think about it, not to cut you off, but I feel like, is that where people learn about it?
I mean, honestly, because I think
I don't think people have those talks.
Where I was gonna go to it is, I personally, I ain't scared to put no information out here. Look, I think around that time, that's about the time, like 6th grade. I think that's about the time where I started like figuring it out, and I figured it out through older siblings. My brother and I, and I think I would say. You always hear this talk coming up that parents are supposed to discuss birds and the bees,
Yeah.
But I don't think our parents are expecting to give us the birds and the bees talk
Did
at
you have
6th
that talk?
grade. I did.
Oh, you
but
probably
I'm
had
saying
that.
like I don't think my parents thought like, oh, 6th grade I should be having this
They probably
conversation
thought
with
older
my
or
son.
something, yeah.
And I do see that, and I see what she's saying because you're that young, so you're watching it, so you don't have an adult telling you, because they don't know you're secretly watching it, right? So you don't have an adult coming to you telling like, hey, that's bad, you shouldn't watch it. But we think it as bad, like she said, we think of it as bad as because it's porn. Mm-hmm. It's not the brainwashing part of it. It's just more or less because it's naked, nudity. It's not the brainwashing. Some people, what if you never do have those parents that give you that talk? So now you're letting porn teach you about sex. And you probably think that's the only way sex should be.
That's true. I mean, she made a point. I never thought of it like that. Like that's the first time, let alone that's the way people learn about sex. Like I never thought of that.
Yeah, because it's always, like I said, it's always looked upon as always porn. It's bad. It's never talked about it being brainwashing.
But it's in movies.
But it's never talked about it being brainwashed. But porn is different though. Movies, you got soft, loving scenes sometimes.
Oh, and
but
porn
it's like so many different stuff you can see. Like, man, your mind can travel and expand anywhere.
And I feel incredibly devastated that I was exposed to so much porn.
Am I listening to the Howard Stern Show or the Mailbag? On this show, where a lot of young people, mostly men, but occasionally sometimes women, write in and make the same exact point that Billie Eilish is making. Right-wing, retrograde activist Billie Eilish is coming out against porn. Is she? No, she's not. She's not a Bible thumper or a reactionary or retrograde or any of these things. She's about as pop, mainstream, lib as it gets. And she's saying that she feels that porn destroyed her brain because she, like so many people who are in Gen Z And millennials, to a lesser degree, millennials were exposed to porn at a pretty early age too, but less so than Gen Z, where basically they're just saturated in it from the moment they're born. She says that being exposed to this at a young age and getting addicted to it is destroying her brain. People write into my mailbag all the time,
her brain?
as you have heard, on this topic. And they say, I know that I'm supposed to be cool and hip and we're all supposed to be fine with porn and actually pro-porn, but I think it's bad. And maybe we've got to do something about this problem. They're recognizing this because it is true.
Because what she's saying is, and that's what you're saying, comparing to the millennials, which we are, and then you got the Gen Zs.
Which is under us.
They got everything. TV shows, like you said, you turn on any TV show right now that's hot, Euphoria, any TV show right now, sex scenes out the door.
Like it's food.
And compared to us, we were introduced to it early, but yeah, we had to go find it. DVDs.
Yeah, it was more hidden.
And now it's more or less for it. And I think what she's saying is brainwashed is these kids don't know. They're being taught by TV.
So therefore, that's why they're doing that at a younger age.
And they don't know what they're doing. Like you can even take it to this. They don't even know probably what love, making love is. They're so used to seeing probably a dominant whatever sex scene they didn't saw on TV and think, oh, that's what it's about. That's what it is. Where half the time, sometimes it's not even about that.
Yeah.
But they're being taught by TV shows and everything. And I think Billie more or less, and it makes sense on her part because I don't know a lot of her music, but I do know like she was in the media about the way she dressed. And they would say like, she's always wearing baggy clothes and this and that. And now it's starting to make sense. She probably was in baggy clothes in the way she was because she probably felt like
she had big boobs and she was always
sexualized.
Like her boobs. People.
And then she made a music video where she finally had on like a crop top. But she didn't have like her breast out. It's just she has big boobs, so of course they're gonna be out in a top. Like no matter what she's wearing, they're gonna be seen. And she finally, made a video, and people were like backlashing her and saying like, "Oh yeah, you finally letting that body out." Like, and that's probably why she goes back in her shell. Like, no, okay, you guys are sexualizing me again. I can't help it.
Either way, damned if you do.
I can't help it if I got big breasts, but it's crazy because I never really thought of this topic as the way they saying it. Like,
I mean, neither have I. I mean, I don't understand how it's like not brainwashing her, but like affecting her mind, like because
she probably was raised and taught through porn. Think about it. She started at 11. Imagine you watched that till 18 years old. And imagine you never got nobody to tell you like, hey, this is, this is that. So now you're looking for that, like in sex.
Yeah.
Like what if she was in dominatrix or whatever? You watching it. What if that's your favorite topic? She never addressed what her topic was. Yeah. So then what if she's thinking like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to be doing?
So she thinks that's the right way.
Yeah.
When it's just really like
acting is what it is. But you watch it so much and get brainwashed, you don't know it's acting.
And they're recognizing that while the way that the porn industry and the sexual revolutionaries sold porn is that it's a way to increase your freedom. Don't let those old constraints and those old nasty preacher men tell you what to do, man. Just enjoy your freedom to watch women be degraded. That's how it was sold, and virtually everybody in the culture at some point has given into this temptation or even believed that lie outright. But it turns out it's not true. It doesn't make you free. It actually enslaves you. It gets you addicted to things, and it warps your brain. And Billie Eilish was talking about how she got really addicted to this particularly violent kind of porn, and it messed up her relationships, and it actually does change your brain chemistry. So there are actually physical effects of this as well, and obviously extremely corrosive psychological and spiritual effects. And it seems to me the only people who don't get it are the squishy right-wingers. The hard left understands what this stuff does, porn and drugs and this culture of licentiousness. They know what it does, and they are wielding it, actively wielding it, to compromise your freedom and change the culture. They write about this. I actually write about them writing about this in my book, Speechless, which makes a great Christmas present, by the way. #1 national bestseller, great gift to give to your friends or family. So the hard left knows about this. The conservatives, the actual conservatives, know that. But it's just sometimes they're called the lolbertarians, the very unserious, squishy, just you do you types who kind of fall on the right. They seem to be the only ones who don't get it. That this is a really powerful thing, and when you legalize all porn, just like if you legalize all drugs, just if you legalize all manner of licentiousness and vice, that's not going to free you. It's going to enslave you, and it's going to enslave you to bad dudes on the left. Billie Eilish gets it. You should too. I'm so glad you like that clip. Now,
see, and
I think what I love about I'm a fan of Billie Eilish. I don't know all her songs, but I do love her. I think the good thing about her is the fact that she's coming out with this.
And not scared to talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what if you're dealing with this and you're like, oh my God, like Billie Eilish, like, yeah, she's a celebrity, but she knows what I'm going through. Like, she's doing the same thing.
And it is a sensitive
So,
topic.
yeah, it's a sensitive topic. And especially with Gen Z being so open to it compared to our generation, I feel like that's amazing, because what if her situation is helping someone else?
And I believe in myself. Like I said, watching these videos sometimes make you reevaluate, like look at yourself. And I was one of those ones thinking, like, now, before even watching this video, I used to be like, you know, when they put it in TV shows and stuff like that, I would think like, oh, you know, they're just being them. You know what I'm saying? Like, or, you know, people complain about certain stuff being in the show, or, you know, even people coming out, they used to, like, I saw people complain about, you know, there's a lot of, you know, gay couples in shows now and stuff like that. And, you know, there's nothing, I think the gay part, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. You know, kids, if your kids are watching the show, that's your fault to me. Like, these are adult shows.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not monitoring your kids watching this stuff, then that's your fault. So you really can't sit here and say, oh, kids. Now, when you start putting in the cartoons, it's a different thing.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about Euphoria and these big shows, you're allowing your kids to watch that, that's your fault.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're adults. We know how to watch it and be like, okay, they added in here. Okay. But at the
not
same
only
time,
that,
it's the
because-
brainwash thing too, though. But where I'm going is on my part. Like, I used to think like, okay, they added like Euphoria. Oh, they're adding these scenes. But we had these conversations amongst each other saying like, when we went to high school wasn't like this. We didn't have drugs
Not at
floating through
all.
our high school. We didn't have people out here shooting up heroin and this and that. And I think
Hell,
Euphoria,
not even our high schools have showers.
yeah, I think
well, they had them, but you're not
I
allowed
think
to use them.
Euphoria has put this like new title on high school. Man, I went to one of the preppiest, and not even prep, but richest areas of high schools there is. And yes, there was like a drug dealer maybe caught. But far as like how Euphoria put it on, man, I ain't never experienced nothing like that. Maybe somewhere else, maybe it happened. But I just think they put a lot in Hollywood, and it makes these kids think like, oh, that's how life is.
I feel like it's kind of showing them, hey, this is how you do it. You know, like with 13 Reasons Why, like when you show them literally, oh, just go right here in the bathroom and just do this. I feel like that's showing someone that wants to do it, like, oh, that's how you do it.
Like they're showing
Or
kids to have
Euphoria.
sex in high school nonstop.
Exactly, in Euphoria, they're showing you people sniffing and all that, like, easily. Like, it's like you're showing them, like, yes, indeed, I know, like, if they don't see it in shows, they're gonna see it in life. Yes, of course, you cannot shadow your kids from everything, but it's like there's some certain things that you can. Sorry, guys, I'm like my throat, but like there is certain things that you can, and I feel like when you're constantly, like, the first season of Euphoria, none of that was going on, and then it's like the second, it was like,
But it sells.
but it sells, exactly, because like in the first season I felt like, okay, teenagers could watch this because it's like, you know, it's a show, whatever. But then the second season I'm like, oh my god, like this went from a whole left turn. Like,
But
now
the
you
thing
got
is, like,
private parts out shaking
But
everywhere.
I think that's where Billie Eilish is getting down to it. Like I said, we
Yeah.
came up, it was more or less like you got to find a DVD, you got to find a VHS. You
Or
turn on,
your
you turn
parents
on.
knew your history,
when you go to that's before electronics even got there
Yeah.
though. I'm talking about when
like
we sixth
Blockbuster,
grade.
you have to go in the little,
And I'm
the
talking
little,
like when they had
sheets.
Girls Going Wild, but it was censored. You could go to the channel, but you didn't see nothing.
Yeah.
But you know, it was stuff like that. But I think now what Billie is saying in this generation, it's like now you don't even got to turn. Like, you're brainwashed no matter where you go. You got porn you can go to. You got these TV shows you can go to. And these kids are watching it, and it's showing them like, hey, and their minds are getting and I see what she's saying. If she's brainwashed at our generation, because she's around our age, maybe a little bit younger. If you're brainwashed in our generation, right? Imagine what these kids are now. Like, they're brainwashed. Like, they're legitimately brainwashed. And I see what she's saying, but I didn't think of it like this. Like I said,
never.
me brainwashing the porn, I was always taught, you know, my parents like, your eyes, you gonna go blind, like looking at that. But it was different for us. Now these kids are just, it's normal. It's like, it's
Not even
okay.
that, but they have so much access to way more than we did.
Like, you could turn on a TV show and see a whole private part. Like, what happened to like sex scenes back in the day where like you barely even saw a nipple come out? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like they on top of each other, like your parents turn your head, but you didn't really see nothing. They were just on top of each other in the blankets or something. But now it's like you can see everything. It's not even, it's like porn is now in the movie. And it makes sense what she's saying. Like, and like she said, you got those people that's gonna say, well, oh, you know,
they're gonna
do what they're gonna do,
Yeah.
and
they are, but it's your job as a parent to kind of maneuver them you know what
imagine
I'm
if we saw it in sixth grade. Imagine how early they start now. Shoot.
I mean, you got girls that look 20
But
something
it's-
and they're only 15.
But it's sad to now that I've heard this, like hearing the side of it, like the way it's explained is, it's different. You know, it is. And you can say all you want, but everybody brains mature at a different age. And I think that's the problem. Society tries to put everybody maturing at the same level and saying like, well, you can watch it and explain it. Everybody brain ain't mature at the same level. Some people take longer. Some people, adults and still ain't matured, you know? And like she said, she watched the most dominant stuff.
So that's what she wants.
What
and
if somebody,
expects.
and that means she probably want to be dominated. Like,
Yeah,
that's.
but imagine a guy that's like, I don't like that. Like, that's not me.
Now
So
your
then it's like,
relationship
now your
is
relationship sucks because you're not getting what you're looking for, and it's like he's trying to give you it all, but it's like I don't like that.
And maybe in today's societies, like maybe that plays a big part. We have the highest divorce rate. I said this in my last video, and maybe this plays a big part. People being brainwashed of porn and want to be done a certain way. And then when they finally settle with somebody and that person's not like that,
or not fulfilling that need,
it's like, oh, he's not fulfilling because you were brainwashed of something you never were. You just watched other girls get it done to them and now you think that's supposed to be done to you. Mm-hmm. But this is a crazy subject. I appreciate you guys.
I love that she opened up about it. That's wonderful.
I think it should be talked about more.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sensitive subject, though.
I feel like nowadays the way kids are growing up, I feel like parents need to be more open and talk. Like, it may be uncomfortable for you as a parent, but you need to have that talk.
And you won't be surprised walking in your kid's room. You see something you ain't supposed to be seeing.
I think parents need to, because it's not like back in the day. I mean, each generation is getting more and more crucial to be on it. Exactly. So I feel like nowadays, like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't ever remember my parents talking about the birds and the bee. I don't ever remember that. But it's like we always say, like, our parents were great parents, but you want to be better than your parents and do what like they kind of lacked, you know. Like, I don't remember having the talk, so when Kamaya gets that age, I'm gonna make sure I have that talk. Or there's certain things that he probably didn't feel he learned or wish he did, so he's gonna do better as far as that. So I feel like nowadays in this generation, as you're becoming parents or you're gonna be a parent, whatever the situation is, I feel like nowadays you need to be open. No one's saying be their best friend. Like, if you are, kudos, but everybody has a different parenting technique. But I feel like now,
I think porn plays a big part though in life, a child's life.
I mean, it's in everything. It's
but even
jokes
like
in cartoons. General, like, if you go back and watch Disney movies, there is some jokes in there about cartoons. I just seen one on Disney Channel, and it was about Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, and they were on a Halloween party, whatever, and the lady was like, oh, if I eat some of that, this dress is gonna pop open. And what does the guy do? He gives her the candy, like making it a joke so the dress could come off. And I was like, wow, watching that, I would have never caught that at my young age. And now seeing it as a parent, I'm like, oh, there is slick little stuff here and there. Like, I get it, humor.
But I can live with that. I'm more or less on
no, I'm just saying.
No, but I'm saying, but those little jokes, I can live with that. It ain't showing nothing. Then nowadays, you watch a regular show, it's gonna pop off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I don't know. Let us know what y'all think about this topic. How you feel about the porn industry and it being all over the place now. Like, but
especially it being
this
free
is what
now.
I say.
Before
though,
it used to cost, didn't it?
Oh yeah, this is
now
why I say
free.
though. This is why I say we can talk about it, but if sex is selling, that means many viewers are watching it. So you can't complain about it if many viewers are making it be relevant. Because I'm not relevant if you don't click me or you don't watch me. Mm-hmm. But it becomes relevant if millions of viewers are watching it. Euphoria is the hottest TV show out right now, but yet I see more people talk about it and hate it. But yeah, it's the hottest show. So it's like, you complain, but it's the hottest show. So which one is it? I don't know. We got uncomfortable. I'm not even gonna lie to you. You saw you won't call us like, oh, you guys just being no, we got uncomfortable when we got
the
to
second
see
season.
it start doing
I think
too
like
much.
the first episode or the second episode,
It started
I was
doing
like,
too much.
I don't.
High school ain't nothing like this. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not doing all this. Is this y'all selling something? It's not. High school ain't nothing like
Like
this.
the first season, don't get me wrong. Like, we watched it, hands down, we liked it. Not liked it, loved it, but we liked it. Like, it was like, okay, it's a good show. But the second season came around, I was
Drugs,
like,
y'all going deep.
I don't like this. Like, I felt like uncomfortable. It was just too much. It's like they were trying to do too much for a high school show. Like, I went to one of the, how do you say, like,
I don't know. We both went to school. You know what
I
I'm saying?
didn't
Just
go
went to a school where
yeah,
you just...
I went to a school where
Well, it could have been like that.
It was the opposite of his. Let's just put it there. It was the opposite of his. I went to high school like that, and not once did I see any of that. And mind you, I went to house parties and everything. Like, I didn't see none of that.
The hardest drug I saw start
Marijuana.
was in us.
And drinking.
Well, mine's X. That's the hottest, biggest drug.
I didn't even know about that.
But at that point, it wasn't like Euphoria was
Yeah.
putting it on.
I just seen drinking and weed. That's about it. Other than that, like, I didn't see nothing else. And occasionally people smoke nasty cigarettes, whatever. But other than that, like, I didn't see nothing. I mean, some shooting here and there, but But that's what I'm saying. Like, and he went to totally the opposite. So he went to the highest, and I went to the lowest. Not lowest, but I went to like a different one than him.
You would think somebody would see it.
Yeah,
if Euphoria's on it, but
like,
we don't know. I don't know. Let us know, y'all. Some of y'all live in different places from us. Well, a lot of y'all live in different. And let us know what your high school's like. Was it like something like that? Maybe some other places, like I said. Let us know down in the comment section if you saw all this stuff at your school. Maybe we just missing it. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
or maybe
let us know
we
what
just
y'all feel.
weren't into that.
Let us know what y'all feel about this topic too. Y'all feel like it's brainwashing. Now that y'all watch this video and got the same take we got. But
I mean, everybody has a different opinion, and you know, it's like we always say on this channel. We agree to disagree. No judgment. Like, it's fine. It's a discussion.
Judgment-free zone.
Exactly.
But we will see y'all in our next video.